Cultural memory relies on various forms of communication through media, ranging from oral traditions to sophisticated technologies like writing, film, and the internet. Literature and film, as fictional media, hold a unique power to shape collective imaginations of the past, often transcending historical accuracy in favor of authenticity or truthfulness as perceived by the audience. Examples such as Eric Maria Remarque's All Quiet on the Western Front and Margaret Mitchell's Gone with the Wind illustrate how novels and films can generate enduring images of historical periods even if they do not always achieve critical acclaim or longevity in artistic canons. These works resonate with cultural memory by tapping into shared perceptions of authenticity rather than strict historical fidelity. To understand the role of literature and film in cultural memory, it is essential to shift attention from higher culture to popular culture and from time bound media to space bound media of circulation. By focusing on popular culture and contemporary mediums, we can explore how cultural memories are created and disseminated across diverse audiences. Analyzing war literature and war cinema reveals three key factors in the creation of cultural memory. First, intramedial rhetoric, second, intermedial dynamics, and three, plurimedial context. In terms of intramedial rhetoric, different modes of representation in novels and films evoke distinct modes of cultural remembering among audiences. For instance, experimental modes depict the past as a lived experience, often employing first person narratives or stream of consciousness techniques to convey the immediacy of wartime events. Mythicizing modes transform historical events into mythic narratives, drawing on cultural memory to instill them with archetypal significance. Antagonistic modes establish one version of the past while rejecting others, often through negative stereotyping or biased perspective structures that reinforce specific group identities or narratives. Literature often offers readers with primary and secondary insights into the past. It can provide experiencing bygone eras in various ways, whether through personal, mythical, or confrontational lenses. Simultaneously, it serves as a critical platform for examining how these portrayals of the past are constructed. Thus, literature functions as a dual agent, both shaping and scrutinizing collective memory. Various literary techniques contribute to this reflective process. Explicit commentary from narrators on the nature of memory, as seen in Marcel Proust's monumental work, In Search of Lost Time, exemplifies one approach. Additionally, strategies like juxtaposing different versions of historical events, as seen in Edlof Coupen's Heeresbericht, or experimenting with narrative structure, as Kurt Vonnegut does in Slaughterhouse 5, serve to challenge traditional perceptions of the past. These modes of representing the past, whether focusing on everyday experiences or transcending into mythical realms, are not confined to specific genres like war novels or historical fiction. Rather, they permeate across various literary forms, from romance to gothic tales of crime thrillers. Moreover, similar reflexive approaches are evident in other mediums like film and visual arts. Beyond the literary realm, the dynamics of cultural memory involve both intra and intermedial interactions. Remediation refers to the continual representation of significant events across different media platforms over time. Conversely, premediation highlights how existing media shapes future perceptions and representations of experiences. For instance, depictions of past events such as colonial wars may serve as templates for later conflicts like the First and Second World Wars. Moreover, cultural artifacts from diverse spheres like art, religion, or law can also influence the way events are perceived and represented. This interplay between past and present media constructions solidifies certain narratives and images in collective memory. In the context of specific events like the Indian Mutiny of 1857 or the aftermath of 9/11, we observe how first-hand accounts, visual depictions, and literary works are remediated over time. This process imbues later representations with a sense of authenticity and immediacy while also being influenced by earlier cultural narratives and conventions. Remediation extends beyond narratives and icons to encompass media technologies themselves. In cinema, for example, historical footage can be seamlessly integrated into fictional narratives to create a sense of authenticity. However, the distinction between documentary and fiction often blurs in this process, as seen in adaptations of iconic photographs like the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima. Flags of Our Fathers serves as an example of how specific media technologies can be remediated to evoke historical context. The intentional use of bleached out colors in the film recalls the monochrome news coverage during World War II, as well as the original black and white photograph by Rosendahl. This kind of remediation often incorporates not only actual documentary material but also its visual characteristics, which may derive from the technological limitations of the time or historical aesthetics. For instance, parts of the movie Platoon mimic the shaky camera movements typical of war journalism from the 1960s and 1970s, thereby replicating the visual style of news coverage from that era. Saving Private Ryan employs the grainy texture of 16 mm color film in certain scenes to emulate the cinematography of 1940s documentaries. The intertwining dynamics of premediation and remediation shape each representation of the past within the context of media memories. These processes render the past intelligible while bestowing upon media representations an aura of authenticity. They play a pivotal role in consolidating the memory of historical events into significant cultural landmarks. In the realm of film, these processes are particularly evident. Certain strategies at both intra and intermediate levels mark certain films as potent carriers of cultural memory. However, it is crucial to recognize that these strategies alone do not guarantee a film's status as a memory-making artifact. Instead, it is the collective reception of these films within specific cultural contexts that determines their efficacy as vehicles of cultural memory. For instance, in examining popular German history films like Der Untergang and Das Leben der Anderen, it becomes apparent that a dense network of other media representations and associated actions surrounds these films. Reviews, marketing campaigns, awards, political discourse, academic debates, educational materials, and more all contribute to shaping the reception and interpretation of these films as carriers of cultural memory. These collective contexts, which we term plurimedial networks, are essential for transforming the potential of fiction into actuality in terms of cultural